Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Live Show, episode 358. And it is a Monday night, and we are currently um, catching up. Is there your host, the Nerd Chicano, here to host the show alongside my wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda?
He sounds so enthused.
I
I
will
got on here
explain.
early for him and he sounds this enthused about it.
I will explain. I will explain right fucking now. Um, so thank you all so much. Of course, holy crap. Okay, Raul, let's do this. Okay. So yes, let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. Today we're going to be discussing the Acolyte episode 4, and of course we have ourselves what's it called me and Brad today. This was supposed to happen on Friday, but as I explained to you all before, I was going to be out this weekend due to a um a wedding. But what I didn't expect was to be delayed for 7 fucking hours.
Ah,
To be delayed for a
flight
fuck ton of
travel.
time,
Flight
where I
travel.
get home at 2:30, get home. What's it called? Basically 2:30. Get home around like I'm sorry, land at like around 2:40. Get home around like three something, and be able to finally go to bed at 4 a.m. to wake up at 6 o'clock to go to work
So you got a
because
whole 2 hours of sleep.
I'm a fucking man, and the only thing I have as a man is my fucking word. And I gave my word to my great professor, and I told him that I'd be there. Guess what? My sleepy ass made it there. I got my coffee, a Salvadorian tamal, and I ate that shit, and I was ready
Yo,
to go.
yo, coffee is my lifeblood.
Yeah. And for those of you who know me, you know damn well I don't drink coffee like that anymore. And the fact that I did that tells to show you how fucking crazy I am. So right now, if I'm not as responsive as you guys want me to be, if I'm not as enthusiastic, just understand right now that thing in back of me is what I want to crawl into and just knock the fuck out.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing back there.
yeah.
Well, there's a
So
door
I am
that I may
very
jump out.
much,
One of them.
very much sleepy. Uh, what's it called? And I have this thing that won't get off my fucking screen that's blocking all the goddamn comments. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but
Here you go.
uh,
Aiden.
yeah.
Aiden just.
If it would, but thanks, Aiden. You don't have to. What's it called? You just
Yeah.
have us on, bro. You're good, man. I know you fucking hate this series, bro. It's okay. Um, so yes, Brad, the wedding was great. I dressed like a fucking cowboy. I looked
I saw it.
good,
I saw it. I
and
saw
it
you
was
and
a
your
lot of
pop.
fun. I would love to move to that side of New York. It's beautiful up in upstate, man. It's so much green. It's so peaceful. It's you know, I love the feel of Houston here, and I love the city and all that stuff. But when I was up there, I was like, bro, this is so peaceful. Like this is truly beautiful. It's not too separated like the country and like the South, where like you're too far away from each other. But here it's like, oh, there's people around, but it's very secluded and it's very beautiful. But Brad, how was your weekend, bro?
My wedding was good. So I was chilling. So it was nice. We're getting some rain. So that's something new. So tropical storm Alberto, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Uh,
Beto is going over to you.
yeah,
Um, so sorry, Brad, but it had to be either you or me.
it's cool. So it's not been a bad rainstorm, but it did cause like all the gnats to come out, and so
Uh,
now I'm fighting those.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But Game of Thrones was good.
yeah,
Game of
yeah,
Thrones was excellent.
yeah. So I'm just like,
This is not the Game of Thrones review.
this is not the Game of Thrones review, and if you wonder why it's gonna be like 25 minutes, you'll understand why. um, fuck, man.
Hey,
How I'm seeing like if you guys don't understand, I have my control center where I was able to turn on my lights, and I have everything blocked, so I just see Cowboy Raul. That's all I see, and yeah, but I hope that everyone's having a good time. I hope that you're in a better situation than me right now, where I'm just absolutely fighting. I've never felt my eyes this fucking heavy before. I want to sleep, but I can't because I know that if I fall asleep right now, I'm gonna wake up at 2 a.m. and I'm not gonna be able to go back to bed. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do our episode of Kineta after this, and then I'm gonna wait for like 9 or 10 to come around and boom, going to bed.
And by the time we get done with this, I'll probably have dinner. So
Yeah, yeah,
all good.
yeah.
You
So
want to just start this?
please, my God,
Just want to get the pain over.
let the pain over, man. Uh,
Also for everyone, I was on MCU's Bleeding Edge, and we talked about episode 3 of the Acolyte, which yeah, no one there liked at all, which is not surprising. And our review of it was way more professional than MCU's Bleeding Edge, which is fine. You need some outlets there that's just gonna murder the shit. So go check that out. Say hi to Jeff for me.
oh my God, yeah. Apparently, we're the Gentle Dorks podcast.
Gentle Dorks. Actually, Jeff did apologize for that. So there is a Gentle Dorks podcast, but he got us confused because he's trying to get them on the show. Apparently, they're from Great Britain. Why you would name yourself the Gentle Dorks, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So let's get this going, man. Brad, if they have not watched this week's episode, the episode for the Acolyte, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers, or you've already seen the episode, go ahead and get out of here. If you stay, either way, how it goes, you want to know spoiler warning. It is in effect in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sleepy roll is drunk roll.
I
So what do you want to talk about?
want to talk about episode 4, titled Day. Racing to the next target, the Jedi head to a new world as they close in on the clever assassin. Episode is directed by Alex Garcia Lopez, written by Claire Keachel, Cora Donna, and Leslie Keatland. Of course, based on Star Wars by George Lucas. And staff writer on this one was Jasmine Flournoy. Of course, the series stars Amanda Stenberg, Lung Jun Jae, Charlie Barnett, Daphne Keane, Manny Jacinto, Rebecca Henderson, Jonas Suatamo, Paul Bullion, Indra Ove, and more.
How much did this episode cost? How much do these episodes cost?
I don't fucking know, dog. I have
Wait.
no fucking idea. Yeah. So, in case you're wondering, Basil is a Tinin, a cross between an otter and a beaver. This species
Basil.
was first mentioned in Brian Daley's 1979 Star Wars novel, Han Solo's Revenge.
Basil. Basil of Bakersville.
Yeah.
Now there's
So-
a good movie, Great Mouse Detective. If you guys haven't seen that one,
Yeah.
that's an actual good Disney film.
Yeah. Okay.
Stomp on it.
Let's do this thing. We're up to the episodes that all the critics were shown, and I have to tell you guys, this episode's obviously way better one than the last 3, but I'm still
That's a low bar.
yeah. This episode does not do much for me until the last fucking 10 minutes of this episode, when the cool shit starts to happen with the lightsabers and credits roll.
Of course.
And I'm like,
Pure
cool.
Star Wars.
So now I gotta wait for the next episode
Mm-hmm.
to see the stuff that I actually want to see right now. I love that we have had 3 episodes saying how this girl, was the evil twin. And then all of a sudden, she wants to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go find I'm just gonna turn myself in now. And I'm just, well, who cares, right?
She was not truly evil.
Yeah.
She was only
Yeah.
evil because she thought like she killed her sister, and
Yeah.
her sister was dead, and her family was dead, so she was allowed to be evil.
Yeah. And now
Because
she's
nobody was going to figure that shit out.
but it was
They're
just,
dead.
to me, it just feels like such a massive tonal shift. So it's like, okay, I understand you want to go for like, this doesn't feel, this feels like out of the, like feels like fast and out of the blue. But to me, it feels like disorienting. and kind of jarring at the same time.
It definitely doesn't feel like Star Wars because let's look at it. Okay, so Anakin, Darth Vader,
Yeah,
that man turned at the end. Okay, but that man was Darth Vader for like what 30 to 40 years of just
yeah,
slicing the heads off of people.
yeah.
So I feel like like the dark side, the evil side, you don't get out of it that easy.
No, I don't. I don't think it's like a gang.
Yeah, it's like no, I'm done. All right, we got to beat you up and then you can leave.
Yeah. Um. I'm just. I'm just like once again. I kind of go back to the same thing. I think visually it looks good. I think I'm enjoying that aspect of the show. I like the music somewhat.
I'm surprised you
Um.
didn't like this episode more. They had a whole Lord of the Rings, travel through the forest moment.
All right, chill out, dog. Um. Um. But I just the story's just not doing it, man. It's just not cutting out for me, man. I think the writing's just not there. The writing's not there, and it's not it's very underwhelming. It just it feels very lifeless, and you know I hate to say this, but like, damn, bro, Mando season 3 fucking felt more Star Wars than this shit.
What about Book of Boba Fett?
Book of Boba Fett felt more Star Wars than this shit.
Even
Look, man,
even though Boba wasn't in the last half of the season.
yeah. Um, but like, it's just I don't hate this. Like, cause like, let's be honest, there's stuff that I've watched that I hate more, and I what's it called? Watch stuff that I absolutely fucking despise, and it just doesn't make any sense, and people sound like they're not trying. And at least in here, it's like, well, the people who came into work, they put out a damn good look into the film. They have a frame that makes sense, and I was like, at least that's fine. But like overall, just for what's it called, story wise, I'm not interested. It's just not cutting out for me. I'm gonna continue reviewing this because what's it called? Let's be honest. What's it called? I'm Star Wars. I'll always watch Star Wars and I always review Star Wars. What's it called? I love Star Wars, and even if the stuff is shit nowadays, it does nothing to me. It does nothing to harm what I watched before. That's just not how my brain is wired. I'm sorry. I watching something that's not good right now is not going to do anything to what happened before. And I can still go to those movies, have them on my shelf on Blu-ray, and I can watch them again, and I'll be fine. Um, but Brad, what are your initial thoughts on this episode?
I initially thought this episode was better than the first three, but again, the first three were um
Yeah.
just hard. So I don't know if that's saying much or not saying much. I like the visual better in this. I think going through the forest is kind of cool. But then you introduce again. My whole thing with this is they introduce a bunch of characters, and they don't make us care about them in the story. They do not make us care about them. I mean, they did it in Rogue One. They introduced a shit ton of characters who we did not know about. And in that, 2 hours, 2 hours and 15, 2 hours 30, they made us care about all those characters from beginning to end. We've had 4 episodes now, and I maybe Soul. Maybe Soul I care about. Maybe Soul. But other than that, all these other characters are like throwaway characters. They're just, I don't
bring
care.
in the damn Wookiee Jedi, you kill him.
Exactly. And I've been reading all over. People are very upset. Like, you bring the Wookiee Jedi, and then you have an off-screen death, and that's valid. That is a valid thing. At least let us watch the Wookiee pick up fucking something, with the Force before you
and
kill
it's
it.
like, bro, this is a director who worked on Punisher season 1. What's it called? Daredevil, Luke Cage. Like, what are we doing at Lucasfilm? Like, what are we like? Are we just not letting these because you watch Andor, and that is 100% Tony Gilroy's baby.
Yeah.
It feels exactly like a continuation or something that comes from the same brain of Rogue One.
Yeah, and I mean, but you have those similar characters and everything, but you also actually have good writing and a story that pertains and is following, to an epic conclusion, at least in that season.
Yeah.
This it is just all over the place. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it a good versus evil story like we get? I mean, are the Jedi good? Are they bad? I don't know. Is May good or bad? We don't know anymore. Does Osha really want to fucking even be in this show? It's questionable.
know.
Everything is just so not cohesive.
No, it's not.
Like
And
I mean, you can throw good visuals and you can throw good characters in there, but if you don't do anything to make us care about them,
yeah,
it's not going to be a good show. It's not going to be a good
yeah.
story.
I'm not interested to like I'm, and like I said, I'm gonna keep watching this because what's it called?
Well,
That's
yeah,
the only way I'm gonna
because they finally introduced like the I
the
don't know
bad.
character, but the baddie. They introduced the
Yeah,
baddie finally, which my feeling is that baddie's been in this show this whole time. It's just we're like, oh, he's just a throwaway character.
yeah. I just what's it called? I'm just not. I don't know. I think the show is just the story lacks a lot,
Bad
and
decisions have been made.
yeah, and it feels like to me that like you're just kind of like not. I don't have a very coherent script that has any characters that to me feel like interesting enough and
Well,
feel like
they really haven't done anything interesting on screen.
no.
I mean, you have a title called the Acolyte. Really, fucking, that's a good title. Like, don't get me wrong. And then you have in episode 3, they call it the Ascension, where the girls are supposed to get their witch powers or whatever, become into the coven, and it's basically they stand up. That's the Ascension. It's not like throw them down a pit and they fucking have to climb back up or anything. There's no there's nothing. There's nothing really happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just kind of I'm just kind of overwhelmed.
There's no suspense. I mean,
yeah.
there's nothing really been
Underwhelmed,
suspenseful
sorry.
except the end of this episode. That was like the one suspenseful thing that's happened.
Yeah, the one thing there's like, oh shit, all right, cool, let's see what's up with this.
And credits.
Oh, yeah. I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. And it's like, I was like, okay, oh, they introduced the Wookiee. I'm like, okay, cool. I want to see what's up with that. Like, maybe we can start seeing like what was going on with the Wookiees and the Jedi in there. And I'm like, nah, the Wookiee's dead. I was like, all right, cool.
Wookiee's just killed off screen, like,
yeah.
And it's like, really?
Oh,
I mean, the fucking cool character, you just kill it off screen, like, and easily killed. Apparently, like, we didn't hear nothing. Yeah. And a fresh kill at that, so it's like,
yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah,
no stream or nothing. All right.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. It feels like to me now, it's and I think I know why. I feel like the Mandoverse stuff, even though some of it is also just as underwhelming. Like not the biggest fan of Mando season 3. I tolerate Book of Boba Fett. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not good.
For a space western feel, like that's why I like it.
I mean, like the parts with Boba and it's good, and then
Yeah.
Boba's just not in it.
The Tusken Raiders, I love that stuff. I love Ahsoka. I'm sorry for the people who don't. I love Ahsoka, but like I feel like the Mandoverse stuff is the stuff that Lucasfilm doesn't have that much of like a pull in. And I feel like that's the stuff that that Favreau and Filoni completely are like, this is us, Acolyte, Skeleton Crew, whatever the fuck else you got coming out. Like, you can do whatever you want with that. Don't touch this. This is mine. Oh man, I love Ahsoka. I love Ahsoka. Fucking, especially fucking Ray Stevenson as Balin. I mean,
everybody's looking at Solo different now.
Better start seeing, yeah, bro. I want some apologies, motherfuckers.
I like Solo. I don't.
Yeah, but like I said, man, like what's it called? I don't hate this, and to me, guys, it's worse when you can just get this like meh feeling from me, because like you can have a strong dislike for something, but at least the show got you to get that reaction. That's saying something. Even though, it may not be good something, but if it can get a super strong reaction from you, at least this show's living rent free in your fucking head enough to get that reaction. If you love it, then great. You have a great reaction to it. When I'm in the middle and I'm just like, whatever. Like that to me means that this occupies no space in my brain
Yeah,
whatsoever.
like is something going to happen? I mean, the fact that so we watched this. Well, I watched this last week, so I'm trying to remember like stuff that happened
I
in the
remember
episode.
more about boys in House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on House of the Dragon from yesterday, so
Yeah,
forgive me.
yeah,
That made complete space of everything else.
yeah,
And then the boys was good. That was
yeah.
great.
But yeah, man, I'm just underwhelmed, not impressed, and we'll see what the fuck happens now. Nah, man, no
That's an opinion.
opinion, and you
Everyone
have
has
your
an
right to
opinion.
have one,
Yep.
but nah, nah. Um, and but I'm not impressed. I'm not. What's it called? I'm just not interested, and I'll keep watching. No, what's it called? That's my job as a critic to do is to keep watching and keep criticizing and give you guys what you want.
Yeah, but the whole 180 of May just being like, "Oh, I don't want to be evil anymore."
It's just to me, it's like okay,
Like, how long have you been doing this? Because you're. It's been what 16 years.
yeah, yeah. It's just it felt sudden. It felt like to me just didn't work that
Was-
well. Um,
I mean, was there like a moment where she's like, "I've been lied to"? Like, they didn't even show it. They didn't even show where like I've been lied to this whole time.
yeah,
And like you'd think there'd be, and that's what I'm getting from some of these performances is you don't get any angry. You don't get like there's no
yeah,
like real big performances here.
yeah.
Soul's doing his best to hold up the show, but it ain't
And
doing
then
much.
like Kamir, like I'm still like Yord and Kamir. I mean Yord. I'm not like
Yord is that's just a poorly written dialogue character
yeah,
right there.
yeah. It's just not doing anything for me. I'm at the point where it's just like whatever. I'm just watching this.
We're just waiting for
Not,
saber battles at this point.
yeah, yeah. I just want to. At this point, all I'm asking is a cool saber battle. That's all I want. How's it called then? If this guy with the mask turns out to be Plagueis, all right, whatever.
I don't. I think it's gonna be the dude at the fucking shop selling tea. I think it's gonna be that dude.
Yeah, yeah,
The dude selling poison. I think it's gonna be that dude.
yeah, yeah. But like I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of meh on it. I'm just not interested in this, and it just doesn't do anything for me, man. Um, I thought it was better than the last ones, but that's more of a technical thing. Story wise, I think that it's just as convoluted and it's just it's just as underwhelming and just as not interesting enough. Just wait till we get the last few episodes when Yoda takes over the plot.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Retcon Yoda.
Yeah, and just doesn't do anything for me. I'm just gonna have to keep last ones. I've kind of stayed in the 7 range, and tonight I'm going a little lower. So now I'm going to 6.5. We'll see how much more I'm gonna drop from there.
I mean, honestly, this is not getting a second season.
No, it's not. No.
I mean, sure, you have the whole like you have a lot of angry people, but I think for the most part, I think a lot of people are feeling indifferent about this show and could care less if this show continued.
I think that's the voice that's working the most because it's always, bro. Since the moment
there's always
Disney
gonna be
bought,
angry. Yeah,
since the moment Disney bought this franchise, people have been bitching and moaning, and it's like,
that's just the fanboys.
cool, bud. You're throwing a fucking tweet out there crying about this shit when like this $1 billion company just is like, okay, cool. Like I'm still making money off this shit. Like it doesn't
let's
really
be
matter.
real. Disney can't put any of these characters in video games. They can't put any toys out there, and they're not going to sell merch of this show. This show is going to die.
Yeah, yeah. So like, what's it called? The one that makes the most. What's it called? It's just like in wrestling, What's it called? They can boo you, or at least they're reacting. But the people who are silent, that's the shit. It's like okay.
I mean, even heels sell merch.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like
and the mouse is all about selling merch.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of just. We'll see what happens next week. But I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. That if we could put that in word form, that's how we would review this.
Yeah. But Brad, any final thoughts and your final verdict?
I don't know about this show. Like I was on MCU's Bleeding Edge, and I mean I don't get into the whole angry field, and they've changed some of the lore and all that shit. It's just not a good show. I mean, I can live with some things, but it's just not fucking good.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's not. There's no cohesive storyline. There's characters here they have not given us a reason to care about if they stay or they die, and then to
Yeah.
go about and just have May go like, "Oh, I'm not evil anymore."
Yeah.
On the fourth episode out of how many episodes of this
8.
season? Oh, thank God it's not 10. Um, did I say that
Yeah.
out loud? But yes, I just it's not good, and when something's
Yeah.
not good and not well written, it should go straight to Hulu.
But of course, well, look, Brad, that joke is gonna have to what's it called stop because like the bear
Oh
is
yeah,
on
the bear
Hulu.
is on Hulu. There's actually good shit on Hulu.
Reservation Dogs, like
Reservation Dogs, yeah, that's
yeah.
on Hulu. Yeah,
I
they're
think it
okay.
should go back to the whiteboard. That's where it
Yeah,
needs to go back.
it needs to go back to the Disney vault and be
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Just yeah, whatever.
I don't
Right
even
now,
what
what I'm concentrated fully on is The
trying to
Boys
record
and
this.
House of the Dragon, which are to me are having pretty damn great episodes.
House of the Dread. That last. Oh
Yeah,
man, I can't wait to review that.
and then of course we have Rings of Power to season 2 to look forward to. We have Doom Prophecy to look forward to.
The
We
bear.
have
We got the bear.
the bear, the bat,
Everything
the
dropping.
what's called the penguin.
The penguin. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know it's not looking too bleak out here, guys. It's not. It's looking like we might have one little what's it called dookie here, but we got a lot more to what's it called to like. So
I stepped in
yeah,
something.
yeah. But with that said, that concludes our review of the Acolyte episode 4, and yeah, that means our spoilers are gone. So we're back to discussing non-spoiler territory. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Nerdcore.com, Nerdcore underscore on Twitter, Instagram at the Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Patreon.com/the Nerdcore. I'm gonna have to restart my computer right now when I'm done with this shit. Um, Discord link is in the description below. Thank you to our patrons. They make it all possible. Thank you to Shane. Follow him on all the social medias like he's on PrisonCityVintage.com, Prison City Vintage, and Oak Hill. I don't fucking know anymore, man. I'm tired. Yeah. Tomorrow, Tuesday, public gets the Canetta review, which is a 2005 film from Yorgos Lanthimos. And then Thursday, we got a lot of catching up to do, guys. Tomorrow, we'll have our review of our live show review of The Boys, season 4, episode 2. I know, episode 2, episode 4. And then on Wednesday, it is the House of Dragon season 2, episode 2. And of course, we have the night of episode 2 watch along on Patreon. Thursday on Patreon, you have our mini pod review of The Favorite to conclude Yorgos month. On Friday, we have the Acolyte episode 5. Saturday, we have The Boys season 4, episode 5. And then on Sunday, of course, Game of Thrones Sunday. House of the Dragon, season 2, episode 3. That's the schedule this week, guys. A lot of cool stuff coming. Just bear with us as we catch up. I did not want to have to do 2 episodes in one. Just God protect me if I had to do that. I'm really tired right now, so I'm sorry for being low energy. But just know I appreciate you guys for being here. And Brad, send them out.
All right, Raul. Thank you for being host as always. Thank to everyone who joined us in chat today. Stacey and Ayden. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, just show the Wookiee, young Yoda out.
Please just show the Wookiee.
Just show the Wookiee.
God save us all.